Hey guys, it's Kylie and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really cute tutorial for y'all. I am going to show y'all how to make these cute Starburst granny squares. So these are really fun granny squares to make. They're really quick and easy, and you can use multiple colors to make them. I chose more fall colors since it is August and fall will be here before we know it. I'm all into fall designs right now, so I'm going to show you how to make these. But before we go any farther in this video, I want to say if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button and give me a like or a comment down below, and we'll jump right to the tutorial. So I'm going to show you everything you'll need to make these Starburst granny squares, and we'll first go over the hook. I am using a 5mm or H hook, and I'm using this really pretty one that I got from a little shop on Etsy, and I'll be sure to link it below in case you want to check that out. And you'll of course need scissors and a yarn needle, and then I'm going to show you the exact yarn that I'm using. I am using Bravo worsted weight yarn from OkieGirlBling'n'Things. If you haven't tried it yet, you really ought to. I am using the colors Brindle, Paprika, Almond, and Avocado here on the end, and I will make sure to link this yarn below, so if y'all want to check that out. And we'll jump right into this, and I'll show you how to make a Starburst granny square. So for round 1, I am starting with the Brindle color, which is the brown, and you'll need to make a magic circle because we're going to work our double crochet into our magic circle. Okay, so to make a magic circle, you take your tail and put it towards the left with your working yarn to the right. I like to make a little circle like so. And then I take my crochet hook and put it under the circle and grab the yarn and pull up a loop. And since I'm going to be working double crochet, I'm going to chain 2, and that's how you make a magic circle. And then you can pull that tail to tighten it. Okay, so in this ring we're going to work 12 double crochet for the first round. I'm just going to work those 12 double crochet, and we will join them with a slip stitch when we finish them. And then here is 12. So after I've done 12, I will pull that tail and close that ring like so, and then I will slip stitch into the very first stitch. Make sure you don't do it in one of those chain 2 spots. You want to do it in the top of the double crochet, or else it'll make your stitch count off. And you should have 12 stitches after that first round, and it'll just look like a little ring. And you want to make sure that when you weave your ends in, you knot this end piece, that you knot it and weave it in, and don't just weave it in, because if you don't knot it, you risk it coming undone and your work coming all undone and unraveling. So make sure you knot that. Okay, and I actually just pulled out that last slip stitch because I want to show y'all how I change my colors so they change it seamlessly throughout the pattern, because this pattern changes colors every round. So actually the very last slip stitch for that round, I go ahead and work it. Instead of grabbing the color that I was working with, I grab the new color and slip stitch with it. So then you start with your new color on the next round. So for round 2, we need to chain 2, and we need to work a puff stitch in each stitch around. And to make a puff stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 3 loops on hook. We need 9, so we're going to yarn over, insert our hook again, pull up another loop. That's 5. Yarn over, insert it again, and pull up another loop. That's 7. Yarn over, insert, pull up another loop. That's 9. Once you have 9 stitches on your hook, you will yarn over, pull through all 9, and secure it with a chain stitch. And we're going to put a puff stitch in each stitch around, and I'll show you how to do that once more. So you're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 stitches on your hook. You'll yarn over, insert in the same stitch, pull up another loop. That's 5. Yarn over, insert, pull up another one. 7, and once more. That's 9. Once you have 9, you can yarn over, pull through all 9 stitches, and secure with a chain stitch. So I'm going to work around and put a puff stitch in each stitch around and meet you back up after I do that. Okay, so I have worked a puff stitch in each stitch around. I'm now going to slip stitch into this very first puff stitch at the beginning of the round, but I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch with my next color. And I'm just going to slip stitch right there to the top of that puff stitch and close that up like so. Okay, so you should have 12 puff stitch after round 2, and for round 3 we're going to work and make a different kind of stitch called a large cluster stitch. So at the beginning of round 3 we are going to chain 3, and in this same space, the same gap here that we slip stitched into, we're going to work a large cluster stitch. And to make a large cluster, you will yarn over, insert your hook in that space, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, pull through 2. So it's kind of like a double crochet, but we won't finish that. We'll repeat those steps until we have 6 loops on our hook. So we'll yarn over again, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 2. Now we have 3 loops, and we'll do that 3 more times. 4 loops, because we're just pulling through those bottom 2 each time. There's 5, and there's 6. And then we will yarn over, pull through the first 5 loops. That leaves us with 2 loops on our hook. We will yarn over and pull through both those 2. And that's a large cluster stitch. Now I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to work another large cluster stitch in between each space, between these puff stitches all the way around, and we'll place 2 chain stitches in between each large cluster stitch. So this next space here is where we're going to work our next large cluster stitch, and I'll show you how to do that again. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 stitches, then we're going to yarn over again, insert and pull up another loop, yarn over and pull through 2 stitches, we'll yarn over, insert, pull up another loop, yarn over, pull through 2, we got 4 stitches and we need 6, so we're going to do that twice more. There's 5, and there's 6. So then once you have 6, you'll yarn over, pull through the bottom 5 stitches, leaving these 2, then you'll yarn over, pull through those 2 stitches, and then we're going to chain 2. So I'm just going to repeat that, place a large cluster in between each of these puff stitches all the way around, placing 2 chain stitches in between them, and I will meet y'all back up when I get finished this row. Okay, so I've worked all the way around this, and I've reached the beginning, and I'm going to slip stitch into this first large cluster stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch using my next color. So I'm just going to find the very first stitch, which you want to make sure you slip stitch into the large cluster and not one of the stitches on the chain 3. Okay, for round 4, this is our very final round. We're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space right here, and we're going to chain 3. And this chain 3 will count as a double crochet because we're going to start making our corners for our square. So in this same chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. And this will be one of our corners of our square. And then in the next chain 2 space, we are going to work 3 double crochet, and then in the next chain 2 space, we're going to work 3 more double crochet, and then this next chain 2 space, we're going to make another corner. So we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet on this same chain 2 space. So there's 3 double crochet, I will chain 2, and then work 3 more double crochet. And we're basically just going to repeat that all the way around. So in the next chain 2 spaces. In the next 2 chain 2 spaces, we're going to work 3 double crochet in each one of them. And if your square is not laying completely flat, that's perfectly okay. Once you get done, you can block them if they need to be, or kind of stretch them out depending on what you're going to make them into. I haven't blocked any of mine yet, so, and I've done that 3 double crochet in 2 chain 2 spaces. Then we're going to do another corner, so we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet on this same chain 2 space. Chain 2, 3 double crochet. And that's what it looks like so far. So we're going to put 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain 2 spaces. And then we're going to do another corner. So we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet all in this chain 2 space. And then we're going to work 3 double crochet in these next 2 chain 2 spaces. And then you will just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, and that is the end of round 4. And your Starburst granny square will be complete. You can cut this, you can slip stitch, and your Starburst granny square is complete. You can now block it if you want to, so they will lay a little bit flatter. I just kind of took mine, stretched them a little bit, and they laid better. Depending on the project you are going to make, you might want to block them if you want them to be perfectly square. And that's how easy it is to make a Starburst granny square. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, be sure and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not. And happy crocheting, guys!